Okay, good morning. So this is going to be a read aloud of the second story in the series, and it's called Correctional Facility. There is a reason Dad cannot be corrected. His family had deceived him his whole life. He just couldn't believe it, so he disconnected his heart. This way, he thought, my heart will never attack me. Dad was almost 10 years old when he figured it out. The big lie had only covered up the wound he had always felt. As he stood in the doorway of the funeral home, wearing Dad's too big tartan jacket, all the scraps of conversation that had been clinging to the corners of his mind, every small inconsistent detail rushed forward in a tidal wave of awareness. If Fred Almer Wilkie was not his father, then Martha Helena was not his mother. Lorna Winifred was not his sister. She must be his mother. Not only was his dad, Fred, dead, but now he had no father. They, even Uncle Mel and Auntie Vera, had lied to him all his time, and it was fucked up. 15 years later, roar, growl, mumble, mumble, justice. Tuner wasn't really listening to Dad. He clearly wasn't talking to her. This place is terrible, she thought. The correctional facility was completely gray, except for the cola machine, which was white outside and full of jeweled cola inside. Even the light was gray, streaming through the streaks of mildew and bleach that filmed the window. The view of the yard was gray, giving an illusion of terrible, vast expanse. There was sometimes a pigeon, but even they dimmed their iridescence here. Tuner thought about pigeons for a little while. She liked to sneak up on them when they weren't paying attention and pluck them up from the ground. Tuner loved how their little bodies beat in her hands, how the feathers gleamed their dark rainbow. She learned to put them down again quickly and gently, or Mom would come running and stop her. Tuner was not allowed to keep their feathers because of germs. Not fair, snort, huff, puff, huff. Dad was revving up. Tuner decided to get some cola. Earlier, Mom had been using bad words. F-U-C-K, she spelled out loud. Mom, that spells fuck, and fuck is a bad word. Tuner had a discussion with Mom all about bad words. Some words are bad and other words are dirty, and you get your mouth washed out with soap at daycare if you use them. Good thing Mom had explained to the daycare that words are words. But why does she spell out F-U-C-K when she talks on the phone? At the end of this train of thought, Tuner was at the cola machine, which now loomed large and impossible to open. Tuner knew what to do and pushed over a chair to climb up on top of the machine. She still couldn't get to the cola. She hears, rumble, snort, Christ! Mom needed to get out of here. Tuner stood up tall on the cola machine and yelled to get Mom's attention. F-U-C-K spells fuck, over and over, until she came. In the commotion, Tuner couldn't get the cola. Visiting was finished. Dad did not make her a paper hat. There had been 0 other kids, and Saint-Anne-des-Plaines was very far from Plateau, Montreal, where she lived. Everything was heavy and loud. The doors, the keys on the officer's chain, the line of visitors leading up to leave. Sorry, I was going to sneeze there. Tuner knows what she is going to do. She is angry at the correctional facility, that the correctional facility has plucked up her dad, and she wants that officer to know how it feels. Maybe then they will understand that it's not just him being punished. It is Tuner's turn to leave with Mom, and everyone is quietly watching her. The officer glanced down at her as she pulls on his belt loop. He smiled at her as though she were a lost kitten, and she said, I'm going to put you in jail. But before she could finish, so you know how it feels, Mom had swept her through the bulletproof doors. She could hear all the adults chuckling behind her. And that is the end of the second story in the Tuner Tales quintilogy. How do you say 5 stories in a row? Bless me. Oh my goodness. That was another sneeze. I hope you enjoyed it, and there will be number 3 in a couple of days. Bye now.